Welcome to December, to our little video for this season. Just start with hoping that you have a little bit of space to yourselves to actually be preparing your own spiritual journey through the season of Advent, and it's not all just filled with busyness. That's our prayer. We know that the reality for many of you will be different. But yeah, just take every opportunity you have to think about what it means for you, for the Christ child to be born again into the world. There's lots of things that we look forward to. One of the things that we often discuss in my family is who is bringing what for Christmas Day. And pretty much we know that someone will dodge everything else, anything that involves preparation, and say, I'm going to bring the crackers. And we'll get excited about what the crackers are and, you know, are they going to be biodegradable, reusable? What crackers are we going to have? And Barry is going to tell us a bit of a story about Christmas crackers.
Yeah, I always get so excited about crackers when I was growing up, and I've got these memories of my granddad wearing his paper hat throughout the entirety of Christmas Day, including falling asleep in it and almost going to bed in it at the end of the day because he had the perfect shaped head for it. I just think that crackers sometimes are a little bit representative of how we kind of get excited about Christmas and you know, the build up to sitting down for dinner and then pulling your cracker. And there's something about those making Christmas dinner something different from what we do the rest of the time. But I wonder if you've ever thought about actually what kind of constitutes that cracker and where it kind of comes from. And I did, a few years ago, I did a Christmas service where I deconstructed a cracker in front of the congregation. It felt really naughty to take a cracker apart. It's almost like you were sort of looking inside the bowels of something that you shouldn't have been going into. But actually what you're essentially looking at is a toilet tube and some bits of plastic and some bits of paper. Not really very exciting when you actually lay it out in front of you. But right in the very heart of it is this cardboard crack. And we took the lights down in the church, so it was almost pitch black. And then I pulled just the crack from the cracker. And we got this tiny little spark that just illuminated the space for a split second. And then we went back into darkness. And I wonder if for many people, the light that Christmas is all about, the light of Jesus, is just that tiny little crack in amongst all the other stuff of Christmas that actually is just stuff, and stuff that ends up very quickly being cast aside. Apart from maybe a small set of screwdrivers, I don't think anything that came out of a Christmas cracker has lasted, certainly past Epiphany in my household. But that spark is the thing that's really important. And perhaps the smallest, most insignificant bit of the cracker on Christmas Day.
Yeah, and so many people will engage with us over Christmas, and we will think about how much, maybe we think to ourselves, there's a lot of nonsense around it and what is going on in people's lives. And actually, when you deconstruct that cracker, there is a lot of nonsense, isn't there? But the whole and the excitement around it and the potential and possibility of it all is still hugely exciting. And maybe we have that opportunity to present to people that little spark. And maybe some of the other stuff that we frame it through, maybe that will end up in a drawer with the fortune-telling fish and the screwdrivers and the hopping frog and whatever else has come in their crackers. And sometimes they will open that drawer and be reminded of that spark. And that reminder, actually, Jesus grew up and came to be a man that brought so much of a spark into people's lives that actually it set them on fire with the Holy Spirit, and brought joy and beauty and restoration and healing into their lives. So whilst we might kind of diss it a little bit, maybe all the things that are exciting about Christmas are really important because they all help to bring that spark close and potentially ignite a flame for people. And maybe that should be our prayer around all our preparation and all our engagement during this season. And we really wish you all a holy and happy Christmas when it comes, and also that space to breathe and again to welcome the Christ child into your lives. And if it's all been a bit too much and you're exhausted at the end of it, we do have one of our retreats for anyone involved with work with children and families and young people at the end of January. It's going to be out next door to Hartpury Church in a lovely building with a nice toasty warm fire on a Saturday morning, where you can just kick off your shoes or pull your walking boots on and just spend some quality time with God and also with us. What more could you want?
It's such a great opportunity to just really take that little space and reconnect and just relax after what can be such a kind of busy, crazy season for us all. So as Joe says, we do really, really pray that you have a great Advent, that we know that there's so many great things going on where we're touching the lives of so many people in our communities and our schools and our parishes. Take some time for yourself as well, and do have a good Christmas.
We should have a really cheesy ending to this, shouldn't we? We should pull a cracker right now.
If only we had one.
Bye.
Bye.